Hi, lovelies. So now I wanted to do a video about how to communicate loving boundaries. I know this was a challenge for me when I first started even understanding what boundaries were. And this is a common question I get asked about as a therapist, as a friend, as a partner, as a human. And before I dive in, I just want to let you know there's a freebie below that is a boundary visualization around creating energetic boundaries from your heart. So if you'd like to grab it, feel free to jump down. You can download it. What do you need to know about boundaries? And when I speak about boundaries, I don't mean boundaries where someone is physically harming you or has been emotionally abusing you. I'm talking about boundaries as sensitive people because if you're watching my videos, you probably are sensitive to some degree, and how we don't merge with other people and how we can consider ourselves as well as others. Boundaries are not about the other person. Sometimes we misunderstand that the other person needs to know what we need or should be able to understand exactly when we're feeling a certain way. Boundaries are about you. And what I mean by this is that they're about your needs. So, what helps you feel safe? What helps you feel comfortable? How your energy is, what type of self care you require, what type of food you need to eat, if you have allergies or you simply don't like to eat certain foods, how you like to communicate, and what helps you feel safe. You could say your love language. It's also about your self love, it's about your self compassion. And it's about cultivating self trust with yourself, your nervous system, your energetic bodies, your emotional bodies, and your mind. In order to communicate and create boundaries that are from the heart and are about you, it's really important to know your energy. And human design is a great way to kind of hack this. I can communicate much more clearly now after living my design as a projector and practicing in that way of when I need to rest. Cats, my cat is with us for this. Cats are amazing archetypes of boundaries because they don't do anything they don't want to do. They want to be pet. As soon as they've had enough, they leave. Right? You want to embody a cat here. So you need to understand your energy. You also need to understand what your values are. So what I mean by this is values are things like health. Is your health very important to you? Is your education or your learning very important to you? Is spending time in nature very important to you? Is quiet time and the ability to read a good novel important to you? Is love and heart connection important to you? Or is creating a sustainable business important to you? And these can all change. So you need to ask yourself, what is most important to me right now in my life? Remember, you can change. And then your needs. So this means, what do you need to feel sustainable? What do you need to feel in integrity? This is, how much sleep do you need? How often do you need to eat? How often do you need to exercise? How much, if you're in partnership, do you need cuddle time? How much do you need time to yourself? What type of pillow do you need? Pillow is a big deal for me in order to sleep well. There's so many, and some of those are quite mundane. And, there's other needs, like, do you need adventure in your life? Or do you need your own garden to putter around in? Do you need to spend time communing with the birds? Or do you need to spend time at the ocean? All of these are very important for you to know so that you can communicate your boundaries from your heart. The next thing that is vital is nervous system support, because your nervous system, so if you resonate with the word sensitive or people pleaser, your nervous system is wired to be that way. In part, I mean, if you're a people pleaser, you're probably just generally, you were born with the gift of being highly attuned to the needs of others. I'm going to do another video about that, where your greatest gift and your soul's gift on the planet is also where your Achilles heel lies, because it comes so naturally to you. So if you're a people pleaser or a sensitive and you're highly attuned to the needs of other people, your nervous system would have used that gift to form connection with your parents, with your friends, with your partners. And you may have let your own boundaries or your values or your needs slide in a relationship because of that high attunement, and because your nervous system has been wired from a young age to put that to the background, because that meant connection and that meant safety to you. And so when you create change, when you decide, okay, I really know that, for example, sleeping by myself is very important to me. And because I sleep better, and sleep is of a premium for me to do what I need to do. And even though sometimes I don't sleep much, sleeping in my own aura is very important. Now, if I had a partner, or if I was going on a trip with some girls and we were sleeping in close quarters, I would need to communicate what I needed in that. Or I would first need to know that it was actually very important for me as a partnership to have my own bed, to have my own room. So if you've never done that before, your nervous system is going to freak out because it doesn't feel safe, because you've been wired to people please or put the needs of others before your own. And on that nervous system supports, you need to know how to support your nervous system, to remind your nervous system that you are safe, to remind your nervous system that even if you're doing something that's beyond your comfort zone because it's something you want to shift in your life, your nervous system knows that it's okay to be doing that. So you do this through many different methods, and I mention this often in all of my videos. My most recent video I talked about this in was the now what, after you have learned all about Gene Keys and human design. Breathing, conscious practice of breath work. All you have to do is put your hand on your heart, your hand on your belly, and breathe for a minute. Simple. The nervous system is simple. Nature, being out in nature, walking in bare feet, leaning against a tree, hugging a tree, anything that feels good to the nervous system. Dancing, movement, listening to soothing sounds, soothing music. Chanting, so you can do that just by toning, where you just close your mouth and you go, that creates a vibration on your vocal cords, which help you to, which signify to your vagus nerve that everything's okay. It's also of vital importance that you have a regular practice to support your nervous system. This is because your nervous system just like all humans, regular consistency, no matter how you're feeling. So if you're feeling great or if you're feeling crappy, you're still loving your nervous system. So doing the breathing, even if you're feeling amazing, because you're training your nervous system to know that if you start breathing like that, there's probably not danger. Okay? 3 things: nervous system support, understanding yourself, your energy, values, and needs, and then understanding that boundaries aren't about the other person. They are about teaching the other person how to best love you. And I'll tell you, if you do that, you're going to weed out the people who don't truly love you for who you are way faster, and you're going to save yourself a tremendous amount of time. I've done it. I've wasted a lot of time with people who didn't see me because I didn't know how to share with them who I was. Now, if you are shifting a relationship that you've had for a while, boundaries can be a little bit more challenging to communicate because you already have that relationship dance in play. And this is where the sandwich method that I'm going to teach you about is super important and very beneficial, and it works for new friendships. My friends all know that my energy is the most important thing to me. And so even though I want to see them and I am tired, I will, and I look forward through my next week and how busy I am, I will choose rest over spending time with my friends because I know that that won't be restful for me. And my friends now know that about me, which I am so grateful for those people who understand that level of energy. I used to push and push and push myself. And then guess what would happen for this projector? Bitterness. And then nothing would happen. And I would be angry and hating on everybody. It's not fun. So the sandwich method. If you've ever had a review done at any kind of job, this is kind of how they do it. Something that's good, something you need to work on, something that's good. So how much you love someone, how much they mean to you, what you value in them, what your needs are and how they can help you, and how much you value them, again, and thanking them. It would look something like this. I just did this with my girlfriend today. My dear reflector friend really understands my energy. And we had plans, and I am very tired. And I have a very busy week coming up and a garage sale tomorrow. And I said to her, this is kind of how it goes. It comes with practice, right? There's a practice that needs to happen and it becomes more easy. And it goes something like this. I love you and I miss you and I really want to spend time with you. And my energy is really waning today. I need to rest. And once I get my stuff done that I do this morning, I actually probably need to be horizontal for some time. And so I'm not going to be able to come and see you. Could we plan for next week instead? Would you be all right with that? You don't even need to ask if they're all right with that. I just tend to do that. And then you say, I love you. Thank you for hearing me. I really appreciate how much you love and support me. This gives the person this is the heart method of communicating your boundaries. You say how much people mean to you. You also value yourself by communicating what's going on for you. And then you say how much they mean to you. And I have found over the years, as I have practiced this more and more and more, that even if people are disappointed because they miss you, or they really were looking forward to seeing you, for example, if we go with my example, you're honoring them and yourself at the same time. You're considering self and other equally. And if we go back to the metaphor of the oxygen mask, when you're in a plane, you always put your oxygen mask on you first. And we're moving into this new era of the cross of the sleeping phoenix, which is abundance through spirit, which is about being individually abundant so that your cup overflows and so that other people are empowered to create abundance and health and prosperity and a solid, grounded framework for themselves. But we have to do it for ourselves first. Drop any questions that you have below. I'm happy to answer them. Thank you so much.